All right, good morning. So we're moving on to shadow work and the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is color blue and it's located in the throat, back in the back of the neck. That's where you would focus at. The throat chakra is blue. Um, it's an ether energy. It is, I speak, therefore, ether means that I speak into the ethers, into the atmosphere, what I want to come to pass. That is a power energy. Um, speak those things or speak those things as though they are, as kind of like what the scripture is saying. It's encouraging us to speak what is positive and what is true. And if we don't know that, then that's why we have scripture to go back to. The power of the word, it creates out into the ethers and it begins to create what you want on whatever level, if it's positive or negative. And so in this here perspective and what we're teaching with shadow work is that we take away the negative ideas. We eliminate the shadow aspect of ourselves and incorporate um, the light aspect. And this is a good time to really practice this because um, when you press through circumstances and energies that kind of oppose how you feel good, you find yourself on the other side once you start speaking, I feel better. Meaning that Pluto and the sun is conjunct, and Pluto has moved into the 0 degree um, placement um, in the universe and on our natal charts. And that means that there's a clearing out. So we may not feel as well as we would other days. We might be saying, what's going on? And, why am I feeling something? And feeling something, I'm putting in an example, is a good thing because when I identify with my feelings, then I can change them by speaking, using my throat chakra. And Pluto is an energy that is transformative. So it actually will bring you into dark areas of your life, which is shadow work, and tell you or direct you. And if you listen, you will feel like you're being guided and told how to change a thought process or feelings and emotions, which is very important. To be able to create a life that you want. Because if we continue to think that that's not what I want, that vibration is going out as well. The universe hears, I don't want that. So it's like, what do you want? You're not getting what you want because I don't want that. And if you're fixated on what you don't want, then you keep getting that. So you want to change how you see, think, and act on speaking what you want, actually getting pictures also. Yesterday, I was doing some vision boarding for myself. Um, and that was to encourage my vision for myself personally, then for my professional life, my relationships, um, friendships, across the board. So moving forward, I speak. Pluto is clearing out. So you have to put something in place of what is being cleared out. And some of the symptoms of knowing that you're being cleared out is not remembering. You could feel frustrated. You could feel like your energy is not stable, like you're all over the place. You're like you're moving, the energy is moving through your body and you don't know what to do with it. Um, you could also be eliminating from your body, meaning physically, a lot more than normal. I'm not saying this as a doctor. If you feel like you're sick, then you go to the doctors. Um, you could be in a place where you want to be alone right now. And that is transformation because you can never transform when you're always around people. Um, and when you don't have a practice to ground you. So I hope I said everything. So the common name, and that's Pluto's energy, isolating. It's okay to be isolated for a season so that you can learn how to hear your own voice. Someone told me the other day that something happened to them, and for the first time, they heard their own voice. So this is the chakra that is awakening in that individual, in you and I. If you have cold symptoms here, you can feel the throat chakra waking up or saying, speak to me and align me. And we're going to get into that now. So the common name for the throat chakra is pure or purification. Here we go again. Pure and purification is like purify. Um, gosh, that man, it reminds me of Dave Chappelle's video, Purify Me in the pools of Lake Minnetonka when he was um playing Prince. It's too funny. But anyway, pureness can remind us of virtue and clarity. So we want to get clear what we're thinking of, what we're saying, and stand on the words that we're actually wanting to manifest in our life. The throat is blue, and it is the will within each of us that prompts communication and information. Communication and information flow through the air as a sound vibration. So even as I speak, there's a vibration going out that is saying, okay, everything that she's saying, um, let's bring it back to her because she's speaking it. And on the other level, that I'm a teacher and I work in the mental health field with psychology and that therapy. And I use some of these attributes to help with healing because emotions are high right now. But I learned that if I could show someone their emotional state and help them to learn how to shift their emotional state, they'll begin to speak differently about themselves because most of the time their emotions are speaking rather than them. So the throat chakra transmits our words through frequency, which our ears pick up on through feeling. You know, let the church say amen, or let the church hear what is being said. Well, who is the church? We got to identify that we individually are the church. We make the church. Without us individuals going into the church, there would be none. So the church starts with you and I. And what is it that we're hearing? Are we listening to our own voice again, or are we listening to a voice of another? And that goes deep because, you know, people have been listening to other voices and they've been disappointed. But whose responsibility is that? It really is yours and mine. If I'm disappointed by, you know, another voice that I hear, then that means that I had appointed them a God over me in a sense. So I have to relinquish that if I feel that it's time and, you know, stand up and begin to work with Master Jesus on my own. Come to know thyself, or know thyself as Socrates and Aristotle, or whichever one of them spoke. So our ears translate the frequency into words. And our mind does too, so that we are able to conversate and express our feelings. When this chakra is imbalanced, there can be equilibrium challenges, earaches, sore throat, negative spoken words, and unhealthy communication. And many of us may be having that, you know, right now. And we have to use, or we could choose to use this teaching to turn it around or to help us turn it around. The affirmations that we can use is I trust and I surrender to the universe. I could say that I've said that over the weekend because, you know, through this transformation that I've been through with Pluto in my first house, I can tell you that if it wasn't for the word and my self-development, meaning practicing what I'm teaching, I would not be mentally stable. Pluto in the first house has had me experiencing seeming losses. I want to appeal to the masses and, you know, let people know that they're not alone. And to celebrate it leaving Capricorn or my first house is not really my mantra. My mantra is thank you for what I learned because I learned that I'm capable and I'm independent. I also learned that I can be interdependent with other individuals, but I still have myself that I can rely on and then fuse myself with others. And that means also in this here transit of Pluto, I learned how to use my voice. My voice was not heard when I was younger and up until probably in my older days, but um, my voice wasn't heard because I did not hear my own voice, as the young man said to me. And it's a revelation to understand that, maybe you came here with the deed or the opportunity, the job to help people understand how to speak and express their feelings, because all over the world we have people that are appealing to communication in the way that they think others want them to. But what about your authentic voice and your thoughts and what you want to be heard, even if they don't hear you? This is where I trust and surrender to the universe, that I talk to God and the Goddess. I speak to them because I understand what it's like to not be heard, but I also know what it's like for me not to hear myself. You're just moving on through the day. You got to speak to yourself. This is a very important area for me because, you know, I was raised in that time where children are to be seen and not heard. And that made a mark on me that I've had to relinquish throughout school, not raising my hand because I didn't want to be embarrassed as a part of your throat being out of alignment. You raise your hand even if you're embarrassed. Right now, I speak and talk about things just because I'm pushing the agenda of speak out. Speak and express yourself, because if you don't, within you, that inner turmoil will cause you to have depression, anxiety. It can take you into mental health issues that you can spiral and not come out of, just because you're not voicing yourself or truth. You don't find yourself important. So I am speaking wisely. Yes. So I'm not shouting and screaming. Teaching people how to get in touch with their emotions is a big part of mindfulness and meditation. Um, or, offering it to them, because prayer changes you, but it will take you to a higher level that asks you to go within, because the temple of God is within you. You're building the blocks and stones within. These stones that we're talking about next in this here teaching, they're part of the Bible. When you go in and you can research Google stones in Revelation, or stones that the builder built, stones in Isaiah. Just Google stones in the Bible. They're there. All right. So I'm speaking wisely. I'm speaking wisely. I communicate with passion. I can't tell you that I try to communicate with passion, but I'm passionate about the things that I teach concerning spirituality, because that's the only way that change is going to come in our lives. I communicate effectively. I've been learning this all my life. This session is not about me, but if it helps someone to understand themselves better, I communicate effectively. I've been learning this all my life because at some point I realized that that's the biggest downfall. I have a book called Dance with Your Partner, Not Their Confusion. And it's very simple, a very simple read. It speaks about communication, learning how to communicate with God first teaches you how to communicate with others. Because if you don't know how to communicate with God, who is your source, you won't be able to do that effectively with others. And so it's a good read. You can reach out to me at kimwarnersworld.com, or it's on Amazon. I have an email, an ebook where it can be sent to you. You can email me, and it's $8. So you can cash app IFW Builders. Um, yeah, IFW Builders. I usually put that information in the description, but communication, it starts within. That's where the redo or the recovering of communication comes in, and speaking. So Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. So what is grace? And who's listening? Um, Grace is, excuse me, what God gives us in some hard times. And Paul talks about grace all the time. He'll give you grace. You might feel like you're going through hell, but God is gracing you and taking you through. It's that favor. And you'll find it at the end, if you don't believe in grace, that you have a testimony where God has graced you through some stuff. It didn't touch you. The fire came, but it didn't touch you, like Daniel and the lions den. The lions were there, but Daniel had a word for the lions, evidently. And that's, the power of God in him. We have the power of God moving in and through us. But, it's grace to those who hear. What is it that you're listening to? Are you listening to things that lift you up, or things that pull you down? Because what you listen to is what's going to come out of you. Out of the heart flow the issues of life. So is the issue good or is the issue not? What are you putting into your heart? What do you need to take out? As I spoke of earlier, Pluto is 0 degrees. 0 is nothing. There's a recreating process in the area of Pluto in your chart. So for me, it's been my personality, or myself, recreating who I am, recreating what I believe about myself, recreating my thoughts on stability, recreating how I show up in the world, in all areas, just transform me inside and my whole life outside. Things that I felt like I had lost, or there was seeming losses, but there is something that comes in place of that, So here are the stones. And sodalite, sodalite, blue calcite, blue kayanite, celestite, blue calcionite, angelite, blue turquoise, amazonite, and aquamarine. Now, two of them that I like is amazonite and aquamarine. I love those stones. Beautiful colors, very close to the ocean, and so that they inspire, and they help you to flow in your voice, but they will not be the thing that will make you work. They help your energy. You have to take the initiative to speak or get into, therapy or coaching sessions to help in that area if you have that. So the herbs and tea are red clover, marshmallow, elderberries, wild cherry bark, lemon balm, and peppermint. All of these are wonderful herbs. Lemon balm, I love. Some of them you can look up and you can put them in your bath. The candles and oils apply to the throat and chest area. I'm not a doctor, just saying things that will help you. I won't subscribe to being a doctor in this here, but helping holistically, smells and things like that will help to clear up this area of the head, because the throat is connected to the ears and all of that. Everything is connected, but all of this here will need a little bit more help when that throat chakra needs to open up and you want to help it. So sage, eucalyptus, peppermint, frankincense, and cypress, and chamomile. Chamomile helps you to sleep. Sage is for you. It's not to scare off other people's demons, as I've heard people, oh, you need the sage. No, you got to do the work, and sage and all of these things will work for you, meaning they will help with your personal development and healing. And so the third eye is going to be next. I'm not going to get into that this week, but that's going to be a beautiful, enlightening area to discuss. I thank you for listening. I thank you for subscribing. And I thank you for being a part of the change in your life. Become a part of us. You see us with our classes, and you're welcome to join. There is a fee. The fee goes to help those that are in need. And you can learn more if you want to come in. There's no judgment. It's a a peaceful place where you can develop yourself and not be judged, you know? So be blessed. We meet every Thursday. There is um, let's see, about 4 of us right now that are working on this area. There's other areas that I have worked with other groups, and that can be expressed and explained to you, but you're welcome to join in this here time and season for your own personal development and to help those wounds emotionally heal. All right. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.